What is up guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Dr. Hamistang and today is my review here of the Iqoo 13, a phone that I've been using for a very long time already, and I do want to share with you guys my thoughts and my opinions after using this phone for about a month. So yes, in these type of videos I like to break it down into 4 main segments over here just to give you guys a more comprehensive overview of how this phone has been for me for the past 1 month. So yes, without further ado, let's just get right into it. Okay, so before we go on any further, let's just talk about the price of this phone here. So in Malaysia, it does go for about 32.99 ringgit, which would place it at about the $700 to $750 mark. So at this price point, it is at about, I would say, the entry level when it comes to flagship phones, or maybe you want to call it a super high-end mid-range phone, but I would classify it as a flagship phone because of a few reasons which we are going to talk about. So the first segment that I want to talk about here is of course the holding experience. Basically how the phone would feel in your hand on a daily basis, and what I can say is that it feels pretty good. That's what she said. So what I mean by that is that it does give you that kind of premium feel. It also does give you that kind of gaming feel as well. Not that kind of cheap feeling, I would say, for this price point, and it feels really, really nice. I wouldn't say it's the perfect balance when it comes to so-called your premiumness when it comes to this phone, because as you can see from how the camera layout looks like and also the logo here, it's catered more towards the gaming audience, I would say, for this phone. And I think it's not a bad idea for this, because even if you use it for your daily kind of phone, in case if you are into a lot of social media or cameras or whatsoever, it still looks pretty decent. In terms of something I really do like about this phone is of course the squared sides that we have on the Iqoo 13. I think this is something that I really do like in the modern phones in today's standard, in the 2025 and also the 2024 phones, because I feel it's a little bit more comfortable to hold in your hand. And of course when it comes to the buttons as well, it's easier to kind of just maneuver around, and something I really do like. What I also do like is also the fact that all the buttons are located on the right side here, and it's also very easy to reach. So the power button and the volume rockers are very easy to reach. The other side here is all clean, so you don't have to use your finger gymnastics to reach the other side of the phone. And also when we talk about the buttons here, I also want to talk about the fingerprint scanner, which works really, really nice because it is located slightly above than your average kind of smartphone nowadays. I don't really like it when they put the scanners all the way at the bottom. Here it's located more central, so it's easier to unlock your phone. You don't have to again scroll all the way down, because this is a huge phone. In terms of the weight distribution over here, I would say it's actually perfectly balanced. You do have a flat camera design over here, so in case if you're using a phone case, or if you just want to use it without a phone case, just naked like this, and you want to put it on the table, it won't really wobble too much, which is something I really do like. You don't really have that kind of finger support on the back here, but it isn't a very heavy phone, so it's still very easy and comfortable to hold on a daily basis. So overall, in terms of just the finish of it, I do like the fact that we do have a frosted matte finish on the back over here, so you're not going to attract a lot of fingerprints on the back cover over here. We have of course your aluminum frames on the sides, very durable material, and also some nice glass on the front. So overall over here, I would say the holding experience on this, I would give it a solid 8 out of 10. Okay, so moving forward, let's talk about the next segment over here, and that is of course the viewing experience. So this basically would cover the display, the speakers, and also the haptics on this phone. And I think this is where it kind of shines out from the other competitions at this range. So in terms of the haptics here, this is again, like I mentioned, more of a gaming phone, so they do give you really good haptics. I've been playing a lot of games over here and just going through my social media, and I do like the haptics that we have on this phone. It does give you that kind of subtle approach, that kind of premium feel when you're using your higher end phones, which I really do like over here with the Iqoo 13. And of course, if we talk about the speakers here, the speakers are a little bit of a miss, because I feel that as a gaming phone kind of thing, that I think the speakers could have been a little bit clearer, more stereo-ish and more loud in terms of the volume over here. But I would say if you're in a room and you just want to watch your content, the volume on here is really nice. It does get pretty clear, but of course you know me, I'm comparing it to many other flagship phones, so it's not towards that side, but it's still very good for most people. You still get to hear your good music, you get to listen to your movies, or that your action movies, all that sound effects. It does come out really nice over here. One thing I love about the Iqoo 13 is of course the display. Not only we do have a massive display over here, not only we have a 144 Hz display, which I wouldn't say is a major difference between this and the 120 Hz. And of course, in terms of the color, it comes out really, really nice. But there's one thing I really like about the display over here, and that is of course the MEMC chip that we have with the Iqoo 13. So basically what it does is that it kind of enhances your video to push it up to the 60 Hz refresh rate depending on whatever you're watching. Even if you're watching old shows like on Netflix or Disney Plus, they kind of just go it up and push it up to 60 Hz, which is something I really do like. Yes, we have seen it on some TVs there, they're kind of expensive TVs, and I really like it with this phone because I remember using the OnePlus 8 Pro and I love that feature a lot. It looks a little bit weird to your eyes when you first use it, but after a while, it kind of helps it to differentiate this phone here from many other amazing displays with other phones. And I think this is one of the major phones that I really do like. And I always, when I'm watching shows, I always go back to this phone over here because of that feature, because it just gives you that kind of modern feel, a little bit some smoothness here and there, and a little bit more special when this. It doesn't make you dizzy or whatsoever, which is something I really do like. So the display on this is one of the best I've seen in 2024. So props out to that, to Iqoo, for doing this kind of processing and offer the software inside this phone over here. So overall, when it comes to the viewing experience on this, I would give it a solid 9 out of 10. And now moving on to the third segment over here, and that is of course the user experience. So basically I'm going to cover the hardware and software side of things. So in terms of course the hardware, we know this phone right here is using the 2025 chipset, the Snapdragon 8 Elite processor. So expect performances here to be really, really good, very, very fast, very, very smooth. In terms of RAM management as well, you don't have to worry about it. Switching in between apps is very, very buttery smooth. And of course, just going on to your home menu and doing all this fun stuff is all really good, as you would expect from a flagship phone in 2024 and of course moving forward into 2025. And that is of course saying a lot about this phone, because this chipset came in early, but also they optimized the software also to complement this. So we do have a lot of cool AI features over here, like the AI editing tool, cutting and all these other things, and it works really nice. You don't have to really wait so much for the processing because of the chipset here. It's really, really powerful and capable. So in terms of your gaming, you don't have to ask me in the comments if it's good for gaming. Definitely yes. I've been using this phone, never had a problem whatsoever, which is something I really do like. And of course, when it comes to this kind of powerful phones, you do need a powerful battery for this baby over here. And what I can say is that yes, we do have a massive battery over here, more than 5,000 milliamps of battery to give you more than a full day of usage. And of course, you can power this up with the 100-watt charger over here, which is of course amazing, because all you need to do is just come back and just plug it in, take a bath and just freshen things up, and you get about more than 60-70% of battery juice over here. More than enough. Of course, you can just power this up, charge it up overnight. They do have the smart charging features. You don't have to worry about just overcharging your phone. So yeah, overall the battery performance on this again complements the whole phone aspect of this really, really well. And I think just using this phone on a daily basis, it never kind of failed me, and I didn't always need to go out and find a charger. And one thing I like about this is that yes, it only supports the flash charge. That not only it does support the flash charge, but it also does support your other fast charging here as well. So if you're using any GAN charger, you can actually still fast charge this pretty fast, I would say, which is something I really do like into this kind of China smartphones in 2025. So overall over here, I would say the user experience on this is a solid 9 out of 10. Okay, and of course, last but not least, let's talk about the camera experience that does come with the Iqoo 13. So normally when it comes to this kind of phones, what I mean by this kind of phones is that when it comes to gaming sort of centric phones, the camera would take a step back to give a little bit more leeway for the performances for a phone. But I would say that with the Iqoo 13, it does still give you very, very good, decent shots. I didn't expect the photos and videos here to be as good as I would expect from like a gaming phone. But of course, again, at this price point, it still is able to compete with, I would say, many so-called mid-range or flagship phones in terms of the camera quality over here. A lot of the times I was just going out, snapping some random photos, and I was looking at the gallery over here, and they do give me very, very good sharp images. One thing that it does fall through and kind of just falls back is in terms of the selfie department over here. I do feel that with the selfie shots here, it does look a bit softer, a little bit more skin smoothing, even when I turn down the so-called auto mode all the way down. But this is just a nitpick for me. I do like a little bit more details, a bit more ruggedness when it comes to my photos. But other than that, when you're taking outdoor shots with plenty of daylight, they do give you amazing details. Also, when it comes to night mode here as well, it's not the best, but it still gives you very good, decent shots that, and of course, very usable shots that you can actually post on your social media, which is of course really amazing. And of course, as like I mentioned before, the video capabilities over here as well has been really good. It does give you good stabilization when you're recording videos. And of course, the cameras here, I would say I'm just pretty impressed with the cameras with the Iqoo 13. So overall, when it comes to this, I would say I'll give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. Alright, so that is it with my final review here of the Iqoo 13. And of course, the ultimate question is, should you go out and buy it? For me in 2025, I would say yes, because I think this phone here is future-proof. They are giving you about 4 years of major software updates, which of course is really awesome because the chipset we know is capable, more than capable enough to last you about 5 to 6 years. And the fact that they are promising you at least 4 years of major software updates is of course amazing for this phone and of course for this price point. And then at this price point for about 700 bucks, you get an amazing kind of performances over here, a good build here, and also a very decent camera setup. So I think this phone here is a good choice in case if you guys want to use a very powerful phone with of course decent cameras. Of course, these are just my thoughts and my opinions. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about this, and of course if you want to share your experiences, do so in the comments section. If you guys enjoyed this video, do click the like and smash the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.